Hi, my name is Neha and I'm the founder of Book My Therapy. This is my journey of being a female founder. I started Book My Therapy last year, and this is a marketplace for mental health professionals which connects them to individuals in Ontario. This comes from lived experience with mental health, because when I noticed that providing culturally appropriate and relevant mental health support was missing here, and I was experiencing certain challenges for mental health upon immigrating to Canada and right after COVID. That's when I realized that what if there is a website that exactly addresses this, and I don't have to translate to English from my native language, words making it seem like they are grammatically correct to a therapist. I was a student here in Conestoga College, and right in the middle of COVID, I was also working with Venture Lab, which is an entrepreneurship collective of Conestoga College, and I got trained there for Book My Therapy as well. I am also working in a software company. Yes, this was a one-year diploma, and this was into sustainable business management. So the first thing would be identifying a need that is not mine, that is related to everyone, because I didn't want my personal bias to come into my business, because then it's really very difficult to differentiate and then separate yourself from your business and look at it from a third party perspective. So that's why I got enrolled in Venture Lab, which is an entrepreneurship collective of Conestoga College, where I got trained into, what are the legal requirements for starting a website, what are the laws when it comes to psychotherapy in Ontario, where to look for therapist, and also how to reach out to them, what should be my exact approach or tone. And that was the first, one of the first. And the second one would be working with a developer back in India for developing the website, because I'm not a developer and I'm not a therapist, so I had to learn the language of developers and therapists as well, so that I talk their language and it is easy for me to communicate them and get them on board with the final objective of designing a website that is looking like what it does right now, and it gives a better user experience and gives the message that serves the community. Oh yeah, I have been always fascinated by how the human brain works and the dynamics of human relation, behavior, thoughts, emotions, and whatnot. So even as a child, I used to read a lot of books on psychology, but yeah, I actually never thought of taking a formal degree or a course until I experienced certain challenges for mental health. Yeah, of course. And also, like, after moving here, the thing that I noticed is, people really don't talk about mental health as if it is a taboo topic. And I don't know if it is a self-sufficiency culture where, you are supposed to solve all your problems by yourself with or without the resources you have, or is it because there is a lot of shame and stigma, and you're literally looked down upon if even in a conversation tell your friend that, hey, I just saw a therapist and I'm seeking therapy. So that made me think, actually, so why are we not talking about the most important thing, which is therapy? And it's okay to seek help, it is okay to ask for help. Of course, the Indian context definitely does play an important role here, because one of the factors of Book My Therapy is also to destigmatize seeking help for mental health. Website development. And the second thing was that therapists, so when I speak to them, I have been lucky, I have been fortunate enough that there are 14 people on the team who trust me at a time when I told them, hey, I'm doing this for the community, right now I am working on getting clients. I am new to this, but I will make sure that I get clients for you. Would you like to be on board? And they were like, yes, in 1 minute. But the challenge here was that the other people that I spoke to, like, why would they trust me? Most of them didn't respond, and they had a lot of questions. Because I used to back then I used to like get on a call, explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing, what is my intention, do I have clients, don't have clients. They used to think that I'm currently in India and not in Canada, because it was mostly on Zoom calls. So that was another challenge. But yeah, I mean, it's been going well, and it's a lot of work in progress. So they are social workers, like registered social workers and registered psychotherapists, looking to onboard a team of psychologists as well. All of them are based here in Ontario, and we have like one mental health coach from India who speaks Marathi as well, but he's in India. The all other people are here, and I find them through competition websites, through the registered colleges, and yeah, there are different ways to reach out to them. Yes, definitely. So now when I look back, I was like, I had a lot of free time when I was a student. Not really free like compared to now. It's just a perspective and point of comparison. Instead of watching Netflix and Amazon Prime, or searching for web series which is trending, I believe I would have like invested my time to learn more about web development, graphic designing, marketing, and how to create content. That's a great question. So yes, joining the Chamber of Commerce, yes. And then second thing would be attending networking events. Now I'm collaborating with local organizations which speak like different languages. I'm getting in partnerships with them, and then colleges and universities. That's a great question, because initially when I used to go to networking events, my idea was, what can I get? And right now, my idea and my approach, and it's definitely helping, what can I give? That being said, I'm looking for businesses as well, for B2B collaborations. But I recently met a senior psychotherapist here who's been practicing for 18 years, and I am in talks with them to onboard them as a clinical supervisor. But yes, my definitely now it's more of like, how can I help? More of service oriented. From a business perspective, success to me is when people either have that aha moment in therapy, or when they have a deep sense of satisfaction. So it's mostly based on, like, of course, like, because this is mental health and there could be some hesitation for people directly talking to me. I completely agree on that. But if they have, like, in some way, if I have been able to contribute to their life, making it easier, then yes, that's a success for me. And of course, like, getting an award from KW Oktoberfest, that is definitely a huge success. It, like, first of all, I didn't believe it was like they announced my name there. So in 2 minutes that they announced, I was in a state of shock. It's a responsibility. And now, like, because they have selected Book My Therapy, and they have given me an award, when there are so many other people who are at least like 15 years or 20 years in the health and wellness sector, doing outstanding contribution for their community. And when they selected me, it feels like a responsibility that yes, now I need to be able to think about more creative ways to give back to the community. And it gave me a boost, that yes, this is whatever I'm doing, this is right. And I'm looking for ways to expand it, so that I can contribute more and serve to the community. integrity, number one. Because like by no chance, that is a really, that is determining factor for me if somebody is on board or no. Because I'm here for book my therapy, and I'm here to really add value to the client, or I should not say a client, to a person's life. And I don't want anyone who is, either uh, not keeping their information confidential, or not is a person who mixes like personal agendas with the client's life, something like that. And same goes with the client. So I want people who have integrity, and that's the most important value for me. It is important because it reflects, it's not only about, what you talk about, like people behind their back. It's about integrity, in my opinion, is when, what would you do when nobody is looking at you, and how true you are to your morals, to your values. And that says more about a person's character than anything else, in my opinion. So that's why it's a very important value for me. The second thing is honesty and transparency. It is important to me because it's the way of life, in my opinion. I think life would be much easier if we are like just honest and able to hold or have a conversation with like whoever is important to you, rather than beating around the bush or masking, or having sweet words when you have something else in your mind. So the first thing is that, yes, integrity. The second thing, when I'm like hiring people, it would be about, did they experience certain challenges for mental health? All of us do at some point of time. But what I'm trying to test here is that if you have, are you able to acknowledge it, accept it? If you have experienced mental health challenges in any form, in any, like whoever it could be, there is a good chance that you would feel for it, and you would, give more than what is expected in your KRAs, and you would stand for the cause, even if it is like, doesn't matter the time of the day. That does not mean, that I don't have the work life balance, or I want everybody to work. That's not that case. A sense of purpose is very important here. Access to talent. First of all, I do plan to hire them. So that's one. The second thing is, this feels like a community, people who are actually have the time to help, and then also they have the, so I think it's the sense of community, and they are like more human, if I may say so. Well, it's from everyday life, and also the passion that I have for psychology, and drive that, I would be able, or I would be in a place to give back to the community. Who have accomplished certain goals or achievements, or they are at a certain level, they are more than willing to help you. So please don't be afraid. Just go out, ask for help, and learn and adapt as much as possible, as fast as possible. Yes, I have. So when I got trained with Venture Lab, so I had like a coach, Nikki. She was, also, due credits to her. She was also the person who suggested, because I went to Venture Lab with some other idea, but then she talked sense in me, and then this is her, like what she taught me about. So yes. So the first important thing is grants and fundings. So that's where I'm working on, and also for partnering with different local organizations to seek support, and also their sponsorships. So because I'm a non-profit organization, and once I have that money, so I want to invest it back into my business, so that I'm able to reach that goal of first expanding to different provinces, and then 10 years from now being in a position where I can open facility centers or hospitals. So Yes, I did face challenge because English is not my first language. So yes, there was a language barrier. But to answer your question about what advice would I give to someone who is immigrating to Canada with an intention to start business, it's the same thing. Look for coaches. The second, on LinkedIn, you would be able to find them. For example, depending on which type of business you want to start, say for example you want to start a restaurant, then look for people who already have a restaurant here in Canada, wherever you're going to live. Say for example you're living in Waterloo, so identify people who are owners, even if they are like franchisee owners on LinkedIn. Look out for them, reach out to them. Then the second thing, with a goal to learn from them and to understand like the pros and cons of business, because the idea is that where you will see yourself 5 or 10 years from now, they are already doing it, so they would be speaking from their experience, so you would understand if this is for you or not for you. And please don't just stick to one person, talk to as many people as possible, and you know just ask questions. Don't feel afraid, no shame here, because it's for you, for yourself, right? If you don't do it, who is going to do it for you? Then there are like community groups here on Facebook as well as you could find people on Facebook, and ask the same questions there. Or there are local organizations where you are going to live. So if you're coming as an international student, then there are entrepreneurship labs, like the one I had in Conestoga College. Whichever college you are, check if they have something on those lines. If not, look for YMCA. I'm sure they have career coaches. And look for, so you could ask for like career ed, because you have to start somewhere, and that for that you need to have like financial stability. So you could then venture into entrepreneurship, because it's not easy and it's a risk involved. So that would be the third thing. And yeah, I mean, Canada does support like business, and it's a good country to start your business. So yeah, definitely go for it. I have a website which is www.bookmytherapy.ca. And then my email address is neha.juwale, Juwale, at bookmytherapy.ca. That's where I can be reached at. And then you can visit us on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube by the same name, Book My Therapy.